Welcome to the Slice Podcast, where I give you a slice of my mind. I'm your host, Christopher Martinez, and today we're going to be talking about controversy, everyone's favorite subject. Now, seriously though, some things have been going on in the past couple of days that have been on my mind for a little bit, and so I thought, let me give my take on it. So today's topics, I want to go over controversy in film at the moment, involving the shelving of a film due to some recent events. I want to give my take on how the world and political view should stay out of film, but film can have an impact on the world. I'll explain more on that later. So anyways, with that being said, let's get started. I'm driving to work right now, so I got some time to kill. So, in light of the recent shootings that have been going on, I think everyone knows it. The most recent one being in Texas. There was also one in, I believe in Norway at a mosque. But anyways, a lot of people died in the Texas one. So Universal Studios has decided to shelve one of their movies called The Hunt, being released in September. It was to be shown at a festival, but it's not. So for those of you who don't know, The Hunt is a film about a bunch of rich elites that get 12 people to an island, these 12 deplorable people, so they can hunt them for sport, for fun. But one of the people knows about their plan and decides to kill the elites one by one, and in hopes of showing the rest of the world what their plan is and what they're doing. Not much is known about the movie though, because the fact that it was shelved and no one got to see it. Now, this isn't the first movie to come out quote unquote at the wrong time. Death Wish, a remake of a film called Death Wish, came out last year with Bruce Willis. It was about a surgeon whose wife dies from a break-in, so he takes it upon himself to learn how to use a gun and decide to exact his revenge, and thus he takes upon the mantle of the Grim Reaper and goes around and cleaning up the trash, that being killing bad people. I didn't see it, but I heard people liked it. I heard it was entertaining enough. But critics seem to not be into it because of the fact that to them it seemed that it was promoting gun violence. It was promoting vigilantism. And they did say it came out at the wrong time, because gun violence is a thing going on in the news. You hear about it every other day. And these shootings, they're terrible. But in the case of The Hunt, what I did read about it though was that it has some satire to it. And these elite people are supposed to be these liberal type people, and these deplorables are supposed to be these MAGA type people. So there's some satire in that, but as stated before, in light of the recent shootings, they decided to shelve the movie. They decided to seize all marketing for the movie, which I don't think they did a good job on, because I didn't even know this was a thing until yesterday. But this is what I'm going to start getting into now, when I believe that the real world shouldn't affect how we watch movies. Yeah, the shootings were terrible. They're always terrible, never good. But it doesn't mean that a film should be shelved, shouldn't be viewed by anyone. People go to movies to escape the reality. People go to movies to have fun and enjoy themselves. It's entertainment. And I might contradict myself when I say this, but no, actually not. I don't know. But I believe that movies shouldn't be politically charged. That's what I'm going to try to get at here, because what I'm thinking about, not sound like an idiot, because I was thinking about this all night before, about what to say, how to say it, and I believe I made some good points. And I thought I made some good points here. Alright, I think I got this now. When I watch a movie, I don't look at it in a sense of politics. I don't look at it in the sense of, is there enough representation, or things like that. I look at a film in three ways: the filmmaking aspect of it, is it entertaining, and what did I get from it? Those are three things I look at in a movie. There weren't enough people of color to match the number of white people in this film. Thinking about a couple movies, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. How many people of color can you count as the main characters in the film, in the three films? I don't think you can count any. They're all white. But that's not a problem, because the movie is about Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Not putting in political views or meeting an agenda, because there needs to be a certain amount of black people, or Asian people, or whatever, I look at a movie to be entertained, and to see what I can get from it. And this is going to dive into what movies can do to the real world. So, but before I get into that, I'm going to get into what I learned in a theater class. So back in high school, I took a college class about theater, the history of theater. And it was really entertaining, and I got a lot from it. About the different forms of theater, how they evolved over time, and how a lot of theater has a lot to say on the real world. And what these plays did, how they originated, were that they started off as ways to express the writer's views on politics. Ways so that they can express themselves without being, killed in the middle of the street and have their blood run through the street because they said something about the king or the queen or whatever, That won't happen now because we're more civilized. It was a way for them to express their views. It's not saying that now you can't do it, but it's saying that that's how they were able to put their message out, because of how people weren't able to express their views otherwise, and they had to do it in secrecy too. And a lot of plays would get shut down because, hey, you can't say this about our king or queen. You can't say these political messages about us. So in my take, it's acceptable then, and I think it could be acceptable now to a degree. Just don't overdo it. Don't have your film be the sole reason for you to give out this political message. That's not saying you can't say things about. That's not saying you can't say things in movies about politics now, because that can dive into themes of films. If you have something to say, if you can say it in a meaningful way that can impact people, then do it. On another note, keeping politics out of film. On the same level of the world shouldn't affect how we see movies. To give an example, there's the Kevin Spacey thing. Kevin Spacey was, I don't think he was ever taken to court for this, but they said he tried to thrust himself upon, I don't know how old the guy was at this point, but he was a lot younger than he was. I think he was in like his late teens or something, while Kevin Spacey was an adult. Kevin Spacey didn't remember it, but he apologized for it. I'm not trying to say Kevin Spacey, oh, well, good job on your part. No. If it is true, then that sucks, So in light of this, he was taken off of House of Cards, and one of the movies that he was in that came out at some point later got panned, and I don't think many people went to see it. But that's not to say that, he's not talented. I think I've only ever seen a couple movies he was in, and one of them was Seven. And I think Seven is a fantastic film. And Kevin Spacey plays a minor role in it. A big role, actually, but he's in it briefly. And in light of the whole Kevin Spacey thing happening, I know this is old, but still, it doesn't mean that I can't watch Seven because Kevin Spacey's in it. I can still enjoy it because of how I look at movies. The filmmaking aspect of it, how entertaining is it, and what does it have to say. Not, oh, because this person is in it, I'm not going to watch it. Or because this person is connected to this film, I'm not going to watch it. I've been seeing things about this too. The Dolphins owner, the Miami Dolphins owner, I think is having this event to support Donald Trump. And I went onto the Dolphins page, the Dolphins Instagram page, to see how people are reacting to this. Because what I love to do is see people's reactions to things. I'm not a troll. I don't say things to get a reaction out of people for my own personal benefit, to get a laugh out of it. No, I'm genuinely interested in what people have to think about things. I like seeing how they react to things. So I've seen a couple comments of people saying, oh my god, the owner is endorsing Trump. I'm not going to watch the season until he doesn't do so. Like, come on, that shouldn't be a reason not to watch the Dolphins. Getting back into movies, though. Now let's jump into how movies can affect the world. Because movies are powerful, you can't deny that. They can resonate with a lot of people. They can help people come to conclusions in their life. They can help people think about, what's going on around them. Or They can learn lessons from it. That's what I love most about movies. You can learn from them, and you can apply them in your own life. Yeah, they can be entertaining. They can be mindless messes like the Transformers films. Or you can learn things from them like Forrest Gump. Film is powerful. It can affect how we see ourselves as people. It can affect how we see the world around us. So that being said, I want to get into a film coming out next year, I believe, which is the third film of this series, and the sequel to the second film. And it's an old franchise, and I think a lot of people are familiar with it. And I think a lot of people are familiar with the actor since he's been getting a lot of love lately. Bill and Ted. This being Bill and Ted Take the Music. So for those of you who don't know, though, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is a film about Bill and Ted, these two high schoolers who are in danger of failing their history class. And if they do that, they won't graduate. And Bill is going to be sent to military school if so. But they are met by someone from the future who says that they have to pass this history class because they will become rock stars if they do. Because that's their dream. They want to become rock stars. But they will become rock stars, and they will create a song that will bring world peace across the entire world. Across the entire universe, actually. So it's on them to finish their history assignment by going back in time to learn about historical figures, bring them back to the present, and do a presentation on it. The second film I didn't finish, but I did like what I saw. Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure. It's just something about robot Bill and Ted's, I think, and then they get sent to hell or something. I don't know. I don't remember much, but it was pretty funny from what I saw. Like what they had to do. But Bill and Ted Take the Music. It's going to be about how they have to write the song for world peace because they haven't done it yet. And I think this film could be really impactful on this world. Because political sides aren't getting along. They're always bickering at each other. People aren't getting along because of their different views. So maybe something with Keanu Reeves, because he's been getting a lot of love lately. Maybe this movie can do something. And maybe it can win an Oscar for Best Original Song. Because that's something that's been left open. What is the song? What is the song that will bring us all together? So, that's a way that I think movies can change how we view the world. It hasn't came out yet, but I think it has, I think it has potential to do something big. I think I've said my share on that so far. It's just been something that's been going on in my mind for a little bit, because I love movies. I breathe movies. I want to be a director one day, so I take film seriously now. I used to only watch superhero movies and, big action movies, but I've grown from that. I still love those movies, but I've been seeing a lot more movies lately. I've been seeing movies that I've never thought I'd watch. I saw Midsummer. I watched a film last year called Sorry Not to Bother You. I watched Swiss Army Man and I loved it. So, final thoughts. just reiterate what I said earlier. The real world shouldn't affect how we watch movies, but movies could affect how we see the world around us. Because we're in an age where you can just go online and say what you want, and people will agree or disagree with you. You could do that in a film too, but you'd have to do it right so it doesn't seem that you're pandering towards an audience. Because it'll be pretty obvious if you're doing so, and it'll turn a lot of people off, because they don't want to be pandered towards. Or people that don't want to be pandered towards don't want to be pandered towards because they just want to see a movie and be entertained. The people that want to be pandered towards will love it, obviously. But movies can be made so that we can view the world around us, and it not being so obvious that it's trying to do that. Movies can make you feel, they can make you learn. When movies have a lesson, it's truly something else. When you can feel for the characters, or when you can walk out of a theater and say, I learned something from that. And, oh yeah, that's something that happened in real life to me. Or, hey, I'm going to do something about this now because I learned about it in this film. That's magical. Because it's the form of storytelling. You can learn lessons from stories all the time. And storytelling has been in human nature for a very long time. And it's very fragile in film, I believe, because you have to work with it carefully in order to make it worthwhile. Alright, I think I've said my word on that now. My mind could be changed in the future, who knows? But that's just what I had on my mind for now. I think that'll do it for now, guys. I've had to say what I had to say on this. So, I hope you guys can, get something out of this. See how I view movies. It's not to say you're wrong for liking these movies, but, personally I don't agree with shelving movies because of political views. Anyways, this was the Slice Podcast with your host Christopher Martinez, where I give you a slice of my mind. Hopefully the next one will be more enjoyable, though. I should probably make these a lot shorter too. The last one was 56 minutes, and I don't think a lot of people want to sit around for that, especially the people that I know. But anyways, like this, share it with a friend, comment what you thought below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.